Bonjour mes copains. Aujourd'hui, je vais apprendre tout le batch. And I only took a little bit of French in high school, so I'm really in no condition to be actually teaching any tutorials in French. But I figured it was a worthy experiment. Anyway, today we're going to be continuing our theme with strings and that sort of thing. And in the last video, we were taking a look at how we can test whether or not a string is full of alphabetical letters and that sort of thing. So now we're going to be taking that another step beyond and trying to see if our string is actually full of lowercase letters. Now this works in a different way though, but it's actually put together in the same sort of functionality as the code that we wrote just the other day. Because actually, if it has any punctuation marks or white space characters or numbers anyway, that's okay. But if there is any sign of an uppercase letter or a capital letter, then that is when we're going to start rolling around the floor screaming. Because we don't want any uppercase letters. We only want to be able to see lowercase letters, but anything else is fine other than the uppercase letters. So that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get things ready. I'll get CMD open. And we'll get Notepad++ ready, and a lot of this code that you'll see is already pretty similar to the stuff that we were just the other day. So I'll call mine string is lower.bat and add echo off as usual, and the syntax is pretty similar. Just string is lower, we need our string, and of course we'll need our return variable. Okay, but we're going to need to know what it is that we're trying to get rid of. So we don't want any uppercase letters, so we're going to create an array of all the uppercase letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Alright, and now we'll actually need our string, the content that we actually passed into the program, and then we need our limits because we're going to be looping, as usual. Alright, and we can just set our return variable to be 2. I'm sorry, we can set our return variable to be 1. It is our second variable that we're passing into the program, though. So really it's just a typical, yeah, we'll trust it just like we did in the last function, the last script we wrote the other day. So 4-L, because we're going to want to count through it now. Count through our initial string, so we'll go up until our limit, which is essentially the length of the string. And we can set the character to equal our current position inside of the string. So content equals current position and that sort of thing. And now we'll begin to loop one more time because we want to actually be checking whether or not our if our current character is actually inside this uppercase letters. Because if it is, then we want to stop actually looping and just then return 0 because okay, it's having a problem. So we're going to use a different variable that we used previously because we don't want to be using the same G. We want to use H, a different variable for our loop. 0, 1, uppers length, uppers limit. We can do. Let's go ahead and continue to work. So now we'll actually test if the character is equal to our uppers form of the current position inside of the loop. And if it is, then we know that okay, the uppercase letter is there, and we need to break out. So we'll set 2 to equal 0, and we'll go to the end. So we'll stop looping, and the end will just do nothing right there at the end. Okay, now if we were to create a new script and go ahead and test this stuff out, if I did script.bat, I can overwrite whatever's there. Go ahead and create a string. Now we'll call string is lower. Pass in our string. Give it a return variable, and we can go ahead and echo out return. Alright, now if we get CMD open again, we run our script, you can see 1 because it's full of lowercase letters, but if we had any numbers or anything else in there, like special characters, it's still 1, but if there is any sign of a capital letter in there, boom, it's 0, because we don't want to know if there are any well, actually, we don't care if there are any lowercase or special characters or like numbers or anything, but if there is a capital letter, then we've got a problem, and it's against our sort of function rules or whatever we're trying to envision here in this little small program here. So we've created something nice here, but now let's actually go ahead and just put it inside of our, let's say, toolkit. So we'll put it inside of our system path, and I don't want to delete that file, no. Put it in our system32 file, and we're ready to go. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I figured this was pretty easy to understand since it works off the ideas and sort of the functionality that we were working with in the previous tutorial, and really it's just the same code in a different manner and looking through a different array. So thank you guys for watching, though, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.